Hi everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about the problems associated with standardized tests. As you know, standardized tests are pushed on people, whether it's a test to graduate high school or preparing for college. Nowadays, even children in elementary schools are being pushed to take standardized tests that so-called test their knowledge. I remember being as young as 3rd grade when I took my first standardized test. I remember my teacher would always talk about how important passing the test was. I remember she would say things like, remember this because it will be on your exam, or make sure to know this before taking the exam. All she and all the other teachers ever did was talk about this exam. And I remember when I took it, I was so nervous. And this nervousness followed me into my high school years. As some of you may know, if you live in Pennsylvania, before graduating high school, you have to take the Keystone exams. I remember how nervous I felt when I took those exams and how I thought to myself, if I don't pass, will I really not graduate? As a member of the National Honor Society, I thought how embarrassing it would be if I didn't graduate high school all because of one exam. Soon after the Keystones came, the SAT came. Then I started to think, how can one test really determine my future? I had a great resume and a great GPA. Would colleges really deny me all because of one exam? Shortly after taking the exam, I got my scores back, and I was ecstatic to get my scores because I studied so hard for them, only to realize I did awful on them. I was so discouraged, but I told myself I would do better the next time, and I did, but I only did by 10 points. At the time, I had so many aspirations and dreams for myself, but after taking the SATs, they were all gone. It took me a little while, but I soon realized that standardized tests do not measure someone's knowledge. I've also come to learn that some people are just naturally good at taking tests, and that's okay. But it's important to know that everyone is different and they shouldn't be judged based on their intelligibility from one test. Another issue with standardized tests is that teachers and administrators would rather focus on the scores rather than what the students actually have learned. This has led to an increase in cheating within the school system, and it's honestly sad that this type of environment has been created because everyone is more focused on scores rather than their knowledge. Not only has it caused cheating within the school system, but most people actually don't even remember what they learned. Standardized tests can actually even get some teachers fired. As I mentioned, everyone is so focused on scores, and administrators will go as far as firing them if their scores don't meet their criteria. But the most important aspect of standardized tests is that they truly do not measure someone's knowledge. I personally just think businesses are using the exams for a scam as money. For instance, such as the GRE, which I'm currently studying for, and this has over 1,000 pages in it. And the GRE alone itself can cost almost $200. And I honestly think, what is the purpose of having the same exam for everyone? Why should some people, that's for instance, business major, be taking the same exact exam as someone, for instance, as me, who's a science-related field? In conclusion, standardized tests don't measure a person's personality or knowledge. People have many unique and incredible characteristics, and one test shouldn't determine someone's future.